Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. I'm your host, Steve Perry, flying solo. Amy had to go get her dad. She forgot to pick him up, and now he's been stranded at a bus station for 4.5 hours. She wouldn't answer her phone. She thought he was calling her to tease her about the race that's going on, and poor guy's been sitting there, but now she's on her way to get him. So sucked to be Amy's dad today because Amy forgot him. So, oh well. Sorry, Amy. What? We got a live audience today. But no, that's not the truth. But we got such a great show today. We're going to see and hear plenty of Amy as she did a ladies seminar, roundtable seminar at the Portland Expo Racing Preview Show. And we got women of all likes in all facets of motorsports. We got moms that have been involved in the sports for years that were wives and now are just big-time race fans. We have moms that they're sons of starting out at the whiz kid level. We have moms that have raced that are now wives of a racer and watched in-laws race, and you know, just so much of it. A young lady that's starting her career, and you know, just and a girlfriend that's of a driver that's so passionate about the sport and wants so much out of the sport. So it's going to be fun. Can't wait to hear what they all have to say about the sport and the different facets and what they all, the role they play in the sport and the team that they're involved in. So that'll be fun to listen to. And Amy does such a great job of that. She's so passionate with those things and got a lot of great things planned for the summer. So we once again fought another snowstorm this week and screwed up my plans as we were supposed to be in Foxwoods for 5 days. A guest of Bizzuto's Inc. and the Hometown Foundation as we were taking the 05 mod. It's going to be driven by Jake Dorr this year, and put it on display in the annual Bizzuto's food show right down there at the Foxwoods Casino. So we were there, not as long as we wanted to be, but got to play a part and beautiful display that they put together for us, and met a lot of great people, and continue the track to raise our $70,000 for the Hometown Foundation and the Special Olympics of Maine. And this is moving forward, and I can't thank the people that have already signed up enough. And we're going to spend more time with that over the next month or so. Try to encourage others to get involved. I know the DT 100 went away. If you're watching this, you know, that was a great fundraiser that Dave Thomas did. You know what? Why don't 4 of you get together and buy a bronze sponsorship package, you know, or do some fundraising to another great cause, you know. So just reaching out, trying to do our thing, and 100% of all money raised goes to the Hometown Foundation and the Special Olympics in Maine. There's no administration cost. There's no cost to us, the race team. We're self-funding it ourselves, and that's why if you look at the mod, instead of Debbie getting a new Jeep this year, that's her Jeep. It says it right over the window. So, you know, really excited about it. Set our goal for $70,000. Bobby Weber Jr. and his team have really stepped up, Star Speedway. So I do think we're going to eclipse what our goal is, but we want to get there as soon as possible so we can keep going. So anybody that's got any interest, wants more information, definitely see me, text me, send me a Facebook message, call me, and I can give you all the details as we're filling up the races fast, and hope to have them soon, because once everything is filled up with those 9 gold level sponsors and silver level sponsors, we got a cookout package, a really good cookout package that Bizzuto's put together for you to be able to invite 10 or 20 or 30 of your friends over, and pretty big deal. So really excited, and as soon as we do that, we'll have a drawing live on the show, and one of those level sponsors, and we got 3 packages to give away at the bronze level. So really excited about that. Really excited about a lot of things. Racing's just around the corner. I know teams are getting ready to go down to Richmond. A lot of your local Pro All-Star Series teams are going to go down there and really try to kick their year off right. We already know what Derek Griffith's done to kick his year off right. Picked up a win down there at New Smyrna and ran real well. So a lot of other guys looking to kick 2019 off on a high note. So we're going to take a break. We come back. You'll have Amy and the 6 girls hear what they have to say, and really all walks of life when it comes to motorsports. And great job by Amy coming up with this idea, and thank you to all 6 of them wanting to be involved.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
So welcome to Mainely Motorsports. We're here at the Race and Preview Expo up in Portland, and I am here with a wonderful group of ladies. I introduced the idea to Steve about doing an all-ladies roundtable because I feel like there's a lot of representation for women now in the sport of racing, whether that be a driver like Addie over here or someone that's involved in other aspects of the sport of racing, whether it be mom, wife, girlfriend, photographer, someone that just loves to be involved with sport. So I think we got a nice group of people here. So if all of you want to start by introducing each of you and then talking about how you got involved in racing. I know a lot of you have been involved in racing for years and years now. Some of you are newly involved in the sport. So how you got involved and what's your relation now to the sport. So whoever wants to start off.
I'm Amy Ledoux, and I have been an avid goer of Beach Ridge for the longest time, but then I really became involved in the sport when my son decided to become a whiz kid driver, and then this season I'll have 2 sons in the program.
I'm Laura McKeag, and of course I'm married to Dan McKeag, and I actually got into the sport when I was little. My dad, my family would bring us down to the track, and you know, my brother got old enough, he decided to build himself a race car. So from there, once I got old enough, I was able to do what they used to call the powder puff. So that'll show my age. And yeah, just from there I met my husband, and here we are today.
Hi, I'm Charlene Myers. I have been involved in this sport for probably 60 years this year. I was almost born at the racetrack. I was babysat at the racetrack. My dad worked at Beach Ridge for a little bit, and my brothers, I migrated to Oxford. My brothers raced Oxford, and my older brother was a writer at Oxford, and I have continued on with racing. I now am part of the Ben Rowe race team, and I am the cook. Scorekeeper, you name it, but it's been a lot of fun through the years.
I'm Devin Burgess. I date Charlie Sanborn, and I'm kind of the newbie of the group since I just got into everything, but it's been a great learning experience, and I learn stuff every day. So.
I'm Addie McDaniel. I race myself, and I also race against my boyfriend, Chris Foster, who's awkwardly sitting in the background of this. I got involved, my dad raced when I was just a baby. I started getting into NASCAR when I was around 12, and then I didn't even know that there was a racetrack, the town across from us. And then since then, I got the idea to build a car, and next thing I knew, there was a car in my yard. And ever since then, it's been about 6 years now, and I've been racing.
I'm Sandra Haley. I'm married to Bruce Haley. I got into racing going up to watch my brother Conrad Labby to Oxford. I'm proud to say that I have been to every race that my husband has raced, 412 races.
Wow.
And I have records of everything, and so I don't want to stop that streak.
Right. And then for all of you, I know that you have different areas of involvement in sport of racing, whether that be behind the wheel, supporting your loved ones. What has surprised you most about the racing industry, and what do you think is the coolest thing about being involved as a whole?
Well, since I'm the newbie, I really see a lot. I've met some really amazing people, through Charlie and everybody. And it's just really awesome, seeing how everybody's really connected and everything. So I love seeing that and being a part of it.
I love how you can have two drivers not get along on the track, but if something happens to that driver or one of their crew or family members, then we're all family. We support each other, we do what we can, and that's what I love best. It's a big family, racing family.
Right. Maybe you want to take it?
I guess for myself and my family, my husband didn't race. I didn't have a dad that raced or anything like that. So bringing our sons into racing has been very enlightening. Just as an example, for Cameron when he started, he was 8, and meeting people like Louis Anderson and Dan McKay that just hey, there's a young boy that's really interested. They have gone out of their way to show kind gestures and to give advice and to teach him a lot of introductory type things. And it's just really nice that even though we don't know them personally, but through racing, they you start feeling like we're part of a bigger family, and that's just really comforting and nice to know. And when you see them, it's hey, and it's just fun. It's been a lot of fun that way.
I'm kind of along the same lines as Sandy. It is a big family. I've gone up and down the East Coast to a lot of the tracks, and you might only go there once a year. But when you go back that following year, the people that come up to you, that remember you, they'll talk, they treat you, you feel like you are family. And I've always said that about this sport, that we have enlarged our family through the sport.
And I agree with what everybody said. And I feel like that's one of the things too. I went up to Spud this past year. I'd never been there before, but people knew who I was from the TV show. And Spud treated me like I was a queen up there, and I knew who nobody was. And I had people walking up to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's on TV!" Because that's crazy for those people that live up in Caribou. And it was just wild for me that I was just these people have so much love for what I do, but I've never met them before in my life. So it was a really weird experience, but a really awesome experience too, because that just shows you how I think we're so lucky in New England, because we have Beach Ridge, we have Oxford, we have Lee, we have Star, so close to one another. Oxford, we're so lucky when it comes to racing, how many people we connect with and how many tracks we can go to for sure. Absolutely. And then what are some of your, I know some of you have been involved for dozens of years. So what?
Decades.
But what are some any favorite memories stick out in mind that is something that you'll remember forever, or something even just from this past season that it just kind of sticks out to you that are just wow, that's a really cool memory that I was a part of.
Since I'm the one that's been involved the oldest, as they pointed out, the Oxford 250 is a stellar race, and I have been to every one of them. When they first started, back then, if you raced, you had to have a scorer, and in order for your car to be on the track. And I would always volunteer And my very first time I scored was for Harry Gann. And it was such a thrill to know that, wow, I just scored for a Southern guy. And then as the years went on, the different ones, but I was actually fortunate to score for a race winner, which was Don Bieneman. And it was just, I cherish that memory. Don is no longer with us, but I'll always remember that. And it's another friendship.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
I'll always remember that, and it's another friendship.
In like, I want to say 2016, my brother was in the main med for his kidneys, and my dad stayed home. I almost didn't race that day, and my mom and I loaded my car up and went to Oxford by ourselves, and I was racing in cruisers then with my knee on, and somehow we won the race, and I was just me and my mom, and I don't know, it was like the best thing. Since then I've gone to 51 and I've won, but that'll always stick out the best.
Well, there's just been a few things that along the way. I haven't, I recall, like you said, I remember the scoring days, and I got to score for Dan when he won I believe it was the 75 lapper at Oxford, and so that was a big race. I think one of my first big races with him, winning, and then of course it's always nice when I first started racing, and I thought I was cool to be able to haul my race car to the track myself, and not that I did too much, because I didn't, but I could drive it, but racing myself, and then just seeing Dan and how far he's come from, where he first started, well, with me with him. We're going on like 24 years, so he's come a long way, and he's done a lot, and he does a lot for people on and off the track, so I'm pretty proud of that.
And then with that being, are you good? Are you good? Okay. and then with that being said, like racing, like it's like all of us have so many great memories, but at the end of the day, like it is like a really dangerous sport. So has there been like any like scary moments that you've witnessed that you were just like kind of puts the whole entire sport of racing into perspective, and just like, just makes you think about, how dangerous it is, because we all love the thrill of it, but we sometimes don't think about things like that.
In 1993, Bruce was racing for Bob Greeley, and he brought a car down to Volusia County, and gosh, it was a nice car, and the car was going good, until the last lap when the steering column the steering wheel fell off. And there Bruce went into the wall, going about 110 miles an hour. And that was pretty scary. And they brought him out on the backboard, and he was in rough shape. And that was scary right there. But there's been more good memories instead of those kind of memories, you know. So that's been my scariest moment.
So my first race ever was opening day at Beach Ridge with Charlie. And it was when, I don't know what number it was, but the drive shaft went through the car and there was a big explosion.
Yeah, on the backstretch.
Yep, on the backstretch. And I saw Charlie right next to him. And I almost threw up right then and there. But he came out and he kept going. And it was like right at the end of the race, and the second they threw the flag, I walked away. And Charlie came out and he's like, "Where's Dad?" And they're like, "Oh, we think she went to the bathroom." I ended up doing 2 laps around Beach Ridge completely. And he finally like came up to me and he's like, "Oh, like you're gone for a while," and he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "If that's this every weekend, I can't do this." I promise it's not. And it hasn't been as bad, so minus the fight. But I was like, "That's fine, you can fight."
For me, the scariest part is practice with the whiz kids. And Cameron had an incident last year where one of the other drivers didn't see their race director, Donna, stopping them on the backstretch, and this young man plowed right into the back of Cameron, which then shot him right into the back of another car, and I was just like, whoa, you know, and it's not bad compared to your story or your story, but for a little kid and a mom, you're standing there and you can't control anything. You know, I'm just standing there with my mouth to the ground, screaming like, "Oh my God!" But I really feel comfortable with Cameron in the race car compared to when he's out on the soccer field, because there's nothing protecting his face, there's nothing protecting his head, there's nothing holding him in any one position like the self-containment seat does and stuff.
They've come a long way.
Absolutely.
With safety, definitely.
Yeah.
They've put a lot into it.
So when parents ask me, like, how can you tolerate your young son in a race car going 50 for the whiz kids, I'm like, I am perfectly comfortable with that. I am scared to death watching them on the soccer field. So, you know, people don't kind of understand the safety aspects behind it, but my husband and I put everything that we can into making sure that they're safe, and hopefully we don't have stories like you ladies have experienced.
You know, but like I said, the safety part of it, you know, he had a bruised body. That was it. You know, that car was history.
He suffered more injuries on the playground at school with concussions and not pulls than so far, knock on wood, we had with racing. And so practice is my scariest moment versus the races.
Well, I can say the most recent was this past season at Beach Ridge when Dan took a pretty hard hit to the front stretch wall, and when he got the car home, luckily he was fine, and we of course have Greg Emerson, who is our safety guy and does not let much go, so we're thankful for that. But the car ended up being bent way past the driver's seat in the middle. Just, it looked like Play-Doh. So I mean, that was a pretty hard hit, but like I said, safety equipment is key. And the other thing I think that is not safe is the enduros. Those things are crazy. And I can tell you from experience, I remember at least, gosh, I want to say 10, 11 years ago, I was in an enduro at Oxford. And of course, Dan had put a harness in, because you could have used just a seatbelt. And he said absolutely not. So he let me put the harness in, let me use this car, and he even let me wear his helmet. It was a brand new helmet at the time. And I ended up, the car died like right on the pit, going into the pit. So I was on that little lip, and of course it's an enduro, so you're a sitting duck until whenever. And so I got smashed into, belts actually came loose, smashed my head. They had to cut the roof off the car to get me out. So that's my personal experience with that. But, and I don't think I've done one since, but that was pretty bad. Yeah. So I don't like enduros.
Mine has to do with that, kind of the whole containment seat thing. I brought my Neon up to Speedway 51 once, and it was the first time I was ever there. They had a ladies' league there, and I led every single lap in that feature, and then like 20 feet from the start finish line, my right front tire blew and I hit the wall. And I didn't have a containment seat then, and my headrest had actually bent like almost totally straight off the side. So since then, I now have containment seats, or at least a containment sit like kit at the minimum. But at the end of the year at Oxford last year, it was the last race this season. It was just for fun race, and we had so many cars that night, and I had an awful luck right off the beginning. I got in a wreck on lap like 2, and so I'm such a hypochondriac there. I pulled in thinking I had a flat tire, and they're like, there's literally nothing wrong. So I went back out, and I made it back up to like 10, and we had a restart, and the guy on outside pole missed a shift, and it was just pure chaos after that, and I don't think there was like one car that made it unscathed there. And I ended up in the wall, so they threw a red, so I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome. I'm like, whatever. I get out, and there's a car stacked on top of another car in the wall behind me.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But thankfully everybody's okay, so.
Right.
Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPchartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scotch Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling, to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Biddeford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
But thankfully everybody's okay, so.
Right. And then going back to happier times. So like off season, like right now can be a crazy time, like with people getting their cars ready and all that stuff. So I know like with me and Devin, the way it is getting the car ready in the shop is this, we kind of just like stand there and then like if Charlie like needs anything, we'll like hold something for him, but he's like very, very tedious about like how things go in our car. We both know this. So like what's it like to like getting ready during the off season and like how much involvement do you have in that? Because I know like, well, like you being a driver, but like people that, you know, wives, girlfriends, all this, like some people are very tedious about the way their race car is and how well that is. So what has your involvement been, and have like your loved ones been encouraging of, you know, you being involved with the whole racing scene?
You want to go first?
The off season for me is different depending on the different teams. In years past, some of the teams I've gone up to the shop and done what I can to help on the car. When my brothers raced, we were out in the garage and we were helping on the car. We bleed the brakes. My mom and I used to leather his cars, so we spent many nights in the garage as it got near the end, and hand painting back then. It's unheard of now. But you know, right now it's pretty quiet on the front for me. I just book, the schedule comes out, take care of the motels and get that stuff all lined out for the team. And you know, if they need something, then I volunteer to do it. But right now it's pretty quiet.
Well, on my end, I don't really do much in the garage. Pretty much if I'm in the garage, I go there to spend time with my husband. Even if it's just sitting there and watching him or handing him something, or you know, the kids will come out with us and we have this little Nerf basketball thing. The kids will be shooting around behind the car while Dad's doing his thing. And of course, most of you all know Dan is very tedious. And so his cars, he does take a lot of pride in it. And the off season, it's not really off season, it's still working, it's still tearing apart, or you know, rebuilding something, or getting Thursday Thunder cars ready, because of course he has 3 of those that he allows myself and his crew members to go and have some fun with. But yeah, there's really no off season for us. And I just pretty much cook, run parts, whatever I need to do.
I'm the part runner. Go buy the fuel, write letters for sponsorship, make the autograph cards, assist with the business cards, writing thank you notes, that kind of stuff. I do clean. I get cars ready for a race day with the boys. That's about my role.
That's like, my dad calls me the gopher, go get it. Yeah, I usually go for parts runs. My dad and my boyfriend are body people and mechanics, so the cars always have, they're like, oh, we're not going to get fancy with it this year. My car is still being sanded today. It's supposed to be done like 2 days ago, so. But other than that, I usually don't put my hand in. I'll stand around, but I'm not going to mess up sanding, so.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the trend, like just hand him the tools he wants, and like my biggest thing is to make sure he's not hangry, and I just give him tools he's happy, and I'm happy, so that's my part mostly.
Yep. And then for like Sandy and Charlene, I feel like we see you guys everywhere.
Yes.
Anywhere, everywhere. So like what goes into like planning on like where you're gonna be and when, or is it just kind of like off the cuff almost?
I like staying at Oxford because it's 15 minutes from home.
Yeah.
When I listen to Charlene saying she's going down south, I think, oh, that's such a long ride. So, it's, when Bruce races, I get a little bit more stressed. I gotta make sure that, you know, the radios are charged, and because he doesn't have time to think to do that stuff. So that's my job, make sure we have food. And I've always brought enough food, more food than we needed. One time when Bruce was racing on the Bush North Tour, Jamie Opie's wife Paula, they forgot the cooler. She said, oh my gosh, we forgot. What are we gonna do? I got you taken care of. So I had enough food to feed them, and they were happy. And, but you know, again, that's part of the family thing of it. That hey, they're hungry, you gotta feed them. You know? But Bruce says that he's gonna race some this year a little bit. So I finally got our daughter to come up to the races. So you know, she's never really been, and she likes it. She's pretty proud of him up there, and so that's much what
if there's a race, we're going to be at it. That's basically how it's been over the years with the team, and when that team isn't racing, we find a track to go to. We like to stay close to Oxford, but we also will go down Beach Ridge when we can, because we've got the friendships and stuff down there, and check on people. And but I'll be at every race that the 4 Richmond Movie Car will be at, and then from there, there'll be others, whether it's Oxford Saturday night, who knows, might go down to Star if it's an off Saturday night, go to Leon Friday night, but we'll go wherever, up and down the East Coast. I've been everywhere, so I'm looking forward to another year.
Good, keep coming on Facebook too, that's how I keep track.
75 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars, bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been street car divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil Division at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Good, keep coming on Facebook too, that's how I keep track.
And I think one thing that's like so different and cool about racing is that like I said again, places are so close to one another. So like so many times this year, like Beech Ridge cancels and then we're headed up to Wiscasset, or Beech Ridge cancels and then you guys are headed up to Oxford.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's so unpredictable, but I feel like that's one thing that makes the sport unique, because like if like other sports, like something gets canceled, that's just canceled, whereas us, like you have so many other options. And then like weather is like so different, it can be like pouring down Beech Ridge and like perfectly sunny up in Oxford, so I feel like that's kind of cool too.
They're supposed to be at the races this week.
Yeah,
yes, they did.
And then lastly, one last question for y'all. What do you think, like, I know a lot of people talk about how like racing, less people in the stands and all that stuff, there's so much talk about how racing is becoming less popular these days. I mean, we all love it, we're all here for a reason. But what do you hope for the future of racing as a sport, and then what are some of the goals for your loved ones that are involved, or yourself, in the sport of racing?
The less people in the stands, I think that's coming back around. I think the more social media, and there's more good in social media than there is bad, and I think people are coming back, and there might be a few less in the stand, but you also got to remember some of those people that are in the stands can now go into the pit area with their children. So they're not sitting in stands anymore like we used to back when we were little kids. We can be in the pits where the action is, and the guys and the families. And as far as the future, for me, I have, my son is involved in racing, and that's where my pride is watching the success that he has. And I love watching my husband being able to work on cars, and it's just, it's that sense of family. But to be able to see Dalton and what he does and the people he talks to and where he's gone in racing up and down the East Coast, that's where the pride is, and that's where my heart is. Not only where we're at a track, but he might be somewhere different.
No, I just hope that it, like, I agree with you that there are, like, my kids are now old enough where they can go into the pits. So, you know, I think that it's definitely coming back around. I hope that short track racing, you know, does stay, you know, up and coming, because, you know, my kids, they've been asking to race for years, and I mean, we did the go around with the Whiz Kids or whatnot, but they were young, so, and plus now they're into sports and that kind of stuff, so I would like them to be able to get a chance to race, and it's something that Dan and them can do together. and me, you know, and I enjoy it just as much. So, you know, pretty much wherever Dan goes, I'll go, and the kids tend to love to go too. So, but I hope that it stays how it is.
I agree with Laura, the hope that it stays popular for the locals and so forth. And it's something that all of us can play a role in, from the mom, the wife, the girlfriend role, if you're still feeling active, to the boys working with their dad, learning how to change that tire for the first time, and you know, those types of things. That it's great family.
Right. It is, and it also teaches the kids a lot. Sorry. No, I didn't want to take it from you. I just wanted to say, like, they have to earn it. There's hopefully, you know, you do see some people who come through the sport that are given it. They don't have to work for it, and so for the small track, I feel like all those people really work for it. I think that it's all the hours in the garage. It's learning by trial and error, and you know, up and coming, and fathers teaching sons, and just down on, you know, handing it down. So sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh no, not a problem. And this has been something that Cameron has wanted to do ever since he could talk. We'd take him to Beach Ridge and we'd be like, hey, those are kids out there in that car. And then as soon as he could talk, it's I drive. Then the next year, I'm going to do that. And then his aspiration is, I want to make it to the NASCAR level in some capacity, whether he furthers his education to be a crew chief or a crew member, or if he's, you know, good enough that maybe he could be, you know, an actual driver down the line and stuff. So this is something that he's passionate about. He studies all the NASCAR shows. In the summertime, I'm out in the street, living on a dead-end street, and I'm drawing chalk tracks, and they're out there with their bikes, with their helmets on, and they've got gloves on, and I'm standing there with the felt flags that I and we're having, you know, our races, and he's on the floor, both of them, and they're NASCAR, you know, Matchbox cars having their own races. I mean, they YouTube NASCAR everything. So, I mean, it's their passion, and so it's kind of fun to try to foster that. Absolutely. And, you know, teach responsibility along the way and good sportsmanship and so forth. So hopefully they have it a long road ahead that they can bring other people into.
Absolutely. As far as the people in the stands, you know, some people will not be happy with the ticket price. If you think about it, for as long as you're there, if it costs you $12 to get in, look at the entertainment you have.
Yeah.
Go to the movies, what are you going to have, you know? So, if you
to get in there,
you know, and it's just so exciting, you know? And I hope to see the future that even from cup cars right down to whiz kids, that they start lowering the cost, because that's taking away a lot of drivers that just can't afford it anymore. Alan Wilson is the greatest guy. He can't afford to buy 2 tires every week, you know? And I think that our sport misses out on a lot of great drivers and a lot of upcoming drivers as well.
I really do think like the stands are starting to fill more, and I feel like just like I've come into the sport, and like I've been to a race once or twice growing up, but like now being involved with Charlie, like I'm there every weekend, or I come out of work and I try to make it to his race. And just like my friends, I'm like, oh, you guys should come, or like my family members are like, oh, I know so-and-so, so like I'm even trying to get people to come. And like you guys said, like social media is a big thing, like a good, like it's not good for us if somebody crashes, but like a crash or like a fight that we've seen, like all these people show up the next week. So I really think like everybody's trying to like rekindle it, I guess, and all of that. Like even my hospital friends, like everybody's like, oh, I love Thursday night like Thunder, and I'm like, come on Saturday. Come on, all of us then. So it's really great, and I love the passion that like even just like I watch Charlie every day, like I love watching his passion for it, and that's like what makes me love it as well, and seeing everybody else passion, and they all work together, and it's just like we all said, like a great tight-knit family.
That's like, I've only been going to Oxford for like 6 years now, and I don't know, I see all these people, oh, short track racing's dying, but like every year I swear the 250 gets like double the size of stands. Like this year it's the most I've ever seen on the stands, and like, I don't know, I've seen, like, when we started racing in 2014, we had like 9 weekly cars in my class, and it grew to like 30 the last 2 years, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, I love hearing all your stories, and I feel like I know, like, I'll be some more than others, but I feel like it's awesome to just like sit down and talk about just one thing that we're all passionate about. So I feel like we've all kind of expressed like so much hope for like the sport, so much hope for the people that are involved in it. And you know what? There's like more good than bad when it comes to racing. And I know, like we said, like social media is like a tool that is notorious in the sport of racing, but I feel like if we use it for the good, like it'll only build the sport more.
Absolutely.
But so like I really just wanted to get a group of like people from like so many different backgrounds of like different involved in the racing, and I feel like it's really cool for people who watch Mainly Motorsports to be able to get to learn more about the people who we see at the track but don't exactly know their stories. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back on Mainly Motorsports. Awesome.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs. Wasn't it neat and interesting to hear from these ladies that are all involved in a different area of the sport and how much they all love racing? And we all need that woman in our life, whether it's mom, wife, fiance, girlfriend, child, that shares the passion that we share. So great job by Amy, and thank you to the 6 of them. Another highlight at the Portland show, and you heard me talk about it last week, was the number 10 replica of Bob Timmons Sr. Supermodified that Melvin Dobbins put together, and just a beautiful, beautiful machine. And Melvin was so proud, and rightfully so he should be, because he does a great job with this. And Dan Wolf was so proud to be a part of it as being the original sponsor on that vehicle. So we gave Dan the mic and some time to talk about some of the different things. So enjoy what the Timmons family thought of the whole project and some of the things that were unique about it from Dan.
Of all the beautiful race cars at Racing Preview 2019, this one, my personal favorite. I was in my 20s when I sponsored the original 10-spot Super Modified, and that's almost 45 years ago. The green color and shamrocks on the 10-spot Super Modified are a tribute to Leo Kimball, who was part owner of the car. He was Irish and wanted a green car. The original paint job on this car was done at my shop in Gorham by Tim Sturgis in the 70s. Tim Sturgis painted this replica at Wyman's Auto Body in 2019. Back when this car was built, hand lettering was the only lettering. There was no vinyl lettering available. And this was an early example of the career of Warren Hamilton of ASM Signs. He hand lettered this car in the 1970s and then again here in 2019. And Melvin Dobbins has outdone himself. He is one of the premier historians and savers of beautiful race cars, and this one is a very special automobile. Sadly, the driver of this beautiful 10-spot sprint car, Bob Timmons Sr., passed away just weeks before the car was completed. Gentlemen, we have with us Bob Jr. and Bob III, part of a 3-generation super modified driving dynasty here in Maine. What do you think of this tribute to Bob Sr.?
It's cool. Melvin did a great job. We got to thank everybody. Dan Wolf, they did an awesome job getting this car together for this show. They worked hard, and it's real impressive. Nice job.
Bob III, you are the only Timmons that still runs super modified. What's up for 2019 with you?
Super modified racing. We're gonna try to win a championship at Star and fill in any other races we can go to. And
I am certain that your grandfather, who, as I like to say, I knew long before you were born, would be very proud of what you've done in super modifieds. It's a great sport, and it is not for everyone. We have pictures of you boys in this car, and the challenge just to get in and out of this beautiful old car is really something. So thanks for being here, and good luck in 2019.
Thank you.
Another pretty cool thing that's happened over the last few years, and I don't know if it's the best thing he's ever done in his life, but Warren Hamilton with the coloring contest, and lets these kids come over and they color a go-kart, a replica go-kart on a piece of paper, and the winning go-kart scheme gets put on Ashley Bier's kart, and she runs their scheme all year. So something her and Warren come up with, and really a great concept. And want to hear what Ashley had to say about the whole project and the winners and all of it. And thank you to Warren and everything he does at the shows to help and not only promote his business, but promote the sport, and you know, great fun for these kids.
All right, guys, we're over here in the ASM graphics corner. I'm here with Ashley. Ashley, you got your go-kart on display, and you couldn't decide on a design this year. So you did the most amazing thing ever. You let the kids design. As you can see behind us, we have all the different designs, and we had to pick a top 3, and you picked the number 1. That's what you're going to go with, and you gave prizes and trophies to the top 3, so we're going to hand out those prizes now. Where are you going to race that bad boy this year?
I race at Bartlett Bridge Raceway in Lyman, Waterboro area.
Yep. And how do you do?
I'm pretty decent.
You show those boys how to go?
I try my best.
All right. So first we're going to hand out 3rd place, and 3rd place going to Ethan Guptill with his nice design here. Where's Ethan? Come on up here. Get your trophy. Good job, buddy. All right. So then 2nd place was Matt Stoddard. Where's Matt? Here you go, Matt. Good job, buddy. That's a really cool design. And our number 1 choice in the car, this is what's going on this cart for her racing season. That's going to Owen Ledoux. Owen, come on up here, big guy. Congratulations. Go get your 1st place trophy. You know, I'm a big fan of what they're doing here with the, I'm not sure what I want to do, so I'll let somebody else decide. So here's your top 3. Give them a big round of applause, everybody.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's coworker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Well, as we wrap up this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, we've got a couple things coming up. One's sponsor related, one's car show related. This upcoming weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 15th, 16th, and 17th, is the Augusta RV Show. It's sponsored by Scott's Recreation. We all know the Lamper family, how much they do for the sport, not only being involved with Reed and bringing a first-class operation to wherever they are in competition. But, you know, they've done so much for this show over the years with Mainly Motorsports and, you know, always around and supporting whatever they can do for events. Sponsored the 250 a couple years ago. So they got a big RV show going on at the Augusta Civic Center, 15th, 16th, and 17th. So I encourage you, camping season's right around the corner. You know, get that camper, line up your race dates, Oxford 250, big events over at Star and Lee, you know, and it's one thing that actually we're talking about doing again. We did it a couple years ago. It was the summer that just nothing went right, so we didn't get a chance to enjoy the camper at the race events, but looking to possibly do that again this year. And I encourage you, if it's something you're looking to do, is go up there and see what kind of deal you can make with Scott and the crew over there at Scott's Recreation. Augusta Civic Center, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And then if you still got a race car and you want to put it on display and it's not quite done yet, Rage of Gear's got his Auburn Mall show coming up the following week, the 17th to the 24th. You know, put the car in the Auburn Mall, promote your sponsor, you know, kick off the 2019 season. Do all you can do to, you know, support him. A lot of Oxford cars there, the midweek program, a lot of the dragways there, the new Oxford dragway. Les Williams, get a chance to get up there and see him and talk to him about what's going to happen over there at the dragway this year. Some exciting things, new blood, fresh blood. So hearing a lot of good things about what's going to happen over there, so it should be pretty exciting. So that's 17th through the 24th. You can contact Ray on Facebook. He's always on there every day looking and looking for more people. Got plenty of display and does a nice job up there with his awards presentation. You know, the people he honors, has a lot of people behind the scenes helping him out. So it's a chance to display your car, and if not, just take a ride up one of those nights and see the cars that are up there. He'll have a boatload. That place will be packed with race cars from tracks all over and tours. So that's the 17th to the 24th. The RV show this weekend, 15th, 16th, and 17th. So that's all we got for you this week. We'll see you next time on here, Mainly Motorsports.